A time when the struggles were being held for Indian independence everywhere. It is a time when the freedom thirst was filled within the minds and veins of each patriot. A child was born to the soil of the Indian independence struggle. The child was born in a large family estate in Allahabad. The time was 19th November 1917. The parents of the baby were a very famous couple. Who was this baby? And who were her parents? It was in golden letters that their names were recorded in the history of Indian independence struggle. Yes, in our memory, that image is evident. Indira Gandhi and her parents Jawaharlal Nehru and Kamala Nehru. Indira was the only child of Jawaharlal Nehru and Kamala Nehru. Indira got a baby brother in November 1924, who unfortunately died after 2 days of birth. When Indira was about 2 years old, her parents joined the Indian independence movement with Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. The Nehru home was often a meeting place for those involved in the independence movement, creating a typical environment for an only child. Indira was 4 years old when her grandfather Motilal Nehru and father Jawaharlal Nehru were jailed for the first time. That scene hurt Indira. Following the arrest and conviction of Motilal and Jawaharlal, the police paid their first visit to the house to confiscate some movable property. Watching this infuriated little Indira, and with tiny fists clenched, she charged at the police inspector and screamed, "You can't take them away. They are ours." Indira sat in Motilal's lap as the court went through the ritual of trial. And she was inconsolable when both were taken away to the prison. Indira had to return home without parents. When Indira was about 5 years of age, the Nehrus had burned down all their British goods, clothes, draperies, etc. Later, Indira was reminded by a family friend that the doll she held so closely to her chest was a British doll. She arranged a bonfire and burned the doll that was so dear to her. Talking about the incident later, Indira said, "I do remember how I felt. I felt as if I was murdering someone." Bal Charkha Sangh was formed by Indira Gandhi in 1930 when she was 13 years old. The group taught the children to spin and weave, encouraged the use and propagation of khadi. All this was accompanied by Gandhiji's hail. In the early 1930s, Indira smuggled an important document that outlined the plans for a major revolutionary initiative from her father's house in her school bag. Her father's house was under police surveillance at the time, and she told them that she was late for school and would be punished if she got delayed any further. Motilal Nehru sent Indira to school in 1924, enrolling her to St. Cecilia's, run by 3 British spinsters. Although St. Cecilia's was a private school and not a government one, Jawaharlal Nehru saw an all-British staff as reason enough for violation of the Congress's boycott of all things foreign at that time. So, Indira was withdrawn from the school and was taught by Indian tutors at home until matriculation in 1934. On most mornings, Jawaharlal Nehru would walk with her to school and would return in the late afternoon to escort her home. In 1927, the family returned to India. Indira then joined St. Mary's Convent School in Allahabad. Indira was also a student at Modern School in Delhi, the École Nouvelle in Bex, and the People's Own School in Pune and Bombay. Indira attended the Vishwa Bharati University in Shantiniketan, founded by Ravindranath Tagore, where she was exposed to progressive ideas and philosophies. Indira Gandhi's political consciousness was shaped by her father's involvement in the Indian National Congress and the struggle for independence. Indira became actively involved in the Indian independence movement, participating in various protests and campaigns against British rule. In 1942, Indira Gandhi married Firoz Gandhi, a fellow politician and journalist. The couple had two sons, Rajiv and Sanjay. In the 1930s, Indira, who was then only 12 years old, was not given membership in the Congress party. That is how Indira formed a children's brigade called Vanar Sena, the Monkey Army. The activities of the Sena were sending messages, posting notices and making flags. Indira was the general of the Sena. The growth of the Sena to 60,000 members is indicative of Indira Gandhi's leadership skills. As a young child, Indira watched with deep pain as her beloved father, Jawaharlal Nehru, was being arrested by the British. She was just 13 at the time. Over the years, she witnessed her father's imprisonment 5 times. These formative experiences shaped the young Indira, forging her into the Iron Lady of India. Among the vibrant bouquets, Indira Gandhi received thistles and bullets as the prize for her unwavering courage and bold stance. Ultimately, it was the merciless bullets that prematurely ended her life. The fire kindled by Indira Gandhi's life still burns brightly in the hearts of the people. The essence of Indira lives on, timeless and undying. Long ago, on 14th November 1889, a little boy was born in Allahabad. His name was Jawaharlal Nehru. Nobody knew then that he would grow up to become the first Prime Minister of India and the beloved Chacha Nehru of children. Nehru was born into a loving and educated family. His father, Motilal Nehru, was a well-known lawyer, and his mother, Swarup Rani, took great care of him. Young Nehru loved reading books, exploring nature, and learning new things. Haven't you heard of Anand Bhavan? This was Nehru's house. Anand Bhavan was bought by Nehru's father in 1930. After that, it became the home of the Nehru family. In the year 1970, Jawaharlal Nehru's daughter, Indira Gandhi, donated Anand Bhavan to the Indian government, and it's known as a historic house museum today. As a child, Nehru was very observant and thoughtful. He was homeschooled until his teenage years. When Nehru grew older, he went to England for studies. First, he went to Harrow School, then to the famous Cambridge University. Later, he studied law in London and became a barrister. Nehru's classmates at Trinity College nicknamed him Joe Nehru because they found it difficult to pronounce his name. Nehru was fond of kite flying during his time at Harrow and Cambridge, where he popularized the sport among his peers. In 1912, Nehru came back to India and started working as a lawyer at the Allahabad High Court. But soon he realized that his real calling was not law. It was to fight for India's freedom. Inspired by Mahatma Gandhi, Nehru joined the Indian National Congress. He took part in marches, protests and movements against British rule. Many times he went to jail. Nehru played a crucial role in India's struggle for independence against British rule. He worked tirelessly for the freedom of the country. He was imprisoned several times. His passion to establish an independent India with equality for every individual was strong enough to make him persevere through his times in jail. Finally, on 15th August 1947, India became independent. Nehru was chosen as the first Prime Minister of India. On that historic day, he gave his famous speech, Tryst with Destiny, speaking about a new dawn for the nation. Nehru served in this position for 17 years, making him the longest-serving Prime Minister in the history of India. Even though he was the Prime Minister, Nehru always had a special place in his heart for children. He believed that children are the future of the country. Kids loved him dearly and fondly called him Chacha Nehru. After his passing in 1964, his birthday, 14th November, began to be celebrated as Children's Day across India. It reminds us of Nehru's love for children and how he dreamed of an India where every child could grow with knowledge, health, and happiness. So, every year when we celebrate Children's Day, we also remember Chacha Nehru's message: the children of today will make the India of tomorrow. The Discovery of India, Glimpses of World History and Letters from a Father to a Daughter are famous books by Nehru. Towards Freedom is his autobiography. Nehru's classic clothing style is still present and followed till today, with the Gandhi cap, Nehru jacket and a red rose in his pocket being easily identifiable pieces. He was called Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru because of his roots in the Kashmiri Pandit family. He loved science as a child. He popularized the use of the phrase scientific temper to further propagate the notion. Nehru gave a descriptive explanation in his book, The Discovery of India. A rational, evidence-based and open-minded approach to life and governance was his style. You know, some of the most eminent institutes in our country were established under his leadership. All India Institute of Medical Sciences, AIIMS, the Indian Institutes of Technology, IIT, the Indian Institute of Management, IIM, and the National Institute of Technology, NIT, etc. are some of them. He also made several reforms and changes to existing laws to eradicate social injustices and maintain harmony and peace among India's diverse communities. Nehru died of a heart attack in 1964. Approximately 1.5 million people gathered at Nehru's cremation to pay respect to him. And so, children, whenever you see a rose, remember Chacha Nehru's smile. He believed you are the garden of tomorrow, the dreams yet to bloom. As the sun sets today, may his light guide you to grow with kindness, courage, and hope, for you are the India he dreamed of. The incident took place in the last decade of the 18th century in India. In a school in Maharashtra's Ratnagiri district, some children were forced to sit separately from their classmates. They were given an old sack to sit on in a corner of the classroom, while the other children sat together. They were not allowed to join the rest of the class. Why? Because they were Dalits, then called untouchables, a group unfairly treated under the caste system. Among these children were a young B.R. Ambedkar and his brother. This cruel practice showed how deep discrimination was in society. They were forced to sit on a gunny bag and which they had to carry back home each day because even the school peon refused to touch it. Even when thirsty, they were forbidden from touching the water tap like other students. Instead, the school peon would pour water into their upturned mouths from a height, ensuring the pot never made contact with their impure bodies. Ambedkar later recalled the torment of those days in his essay, No Peon, No Water. On one occasion, he dared to drink from a public tap in secret. He was brutally beaten. Ambedkar knew that he was an untouchable and had to follow a certain code of conduct. But never before had he faced such inhuman treatment and humiliations. It made him think about untouchability. Ambedkar writes in his biography, Waiting for a Visa, "This incident had a very important place in my life. I was a boy of 9 when it happened, but it has left an indelible impression on my mind." As a child, Ambedkar experienced the harsh realities of caste discrimination. Members of the Mahar community were often denied access to public facilities, including wells, schools and temples. Baba Saheb Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar was born on April 14, 1891. He was the 14th and the last child of his parents. Dr. Ambedkar was the son of Subedar Ramji Maloji Sakpal. He was a Subedar in the British Army. His mother died when he was only about 5. At this time, only 2 brothers and 2 sisters of his had survived. His aunt looked after all of them from then on. After retirement from the army, Ambedkar's father, Ramji Sakpal, settled at Satara, where he got a job as a cashier. In 1901, Ramji Sakpal, who worked as a cashier in Goregaon, asked Ambedkar to visit him for the summer holidays. The 9-year-old Ambedkar, his elder brother and one of his nephews decided to take the train from Satara, where they lived with Sakpal's sister. They were excited. This was their first rail experience. From the railway station, they decided to hire a cart for reaching Goregaon. But when the cart owners realized they were Mahar, they refused to give them a ride. At last, with the intervention of station master, one cart owner agreed to lend his cart on the condition that they will have to pay double the fare and also drive the cart by themselves. The cart owner had to walk behind the cart. Left with no choice, they agreed to the terms. On the way, when they wanted to partake food brought from home for the journey, no one was ready to give them water. They reached Goregaon the following morning, famished and demoralized. Everyone had refused them water on the way. Waiting for a Visa grippingly narrates these experiences. The experiences of exclusion and discrimination that Ambedkar faced in his early life fueled his commitment to social reform and the upliftment of marginalized communities. He dedicated his life to advocating for the rights of the oppressed and worked towards the abolition of the caste system. Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar is the father of the Indian Constitution. He was by far the most learned Indian politician, at least of his time. He was the first Indian to get a doctorate in economics from the London School of Economics, as well as a doctorate from Columbia University. In addition, he also got the degree of Barrister at Law from Gray's Inn, London. His health worsened during 1955. 3 days after completing his final manuscript, The Buddha and his Dhamma, Ambedkar died in his sleep on 6 December 1956 at his home in Delhi.